What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got a teeny tiny bit of news for you guys to check out in this video. Also, want to talk about how this news could potentially relate to the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and then maybe make a little bit of predictions. So, in case you guys have not heard yet, maybe you just haven't seen this information, the next core Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set has been officially announced. Konami put out their release for this booster set, which is going to be named Phantom Rage. Keep in mind, this is going to be the core booster set coming after Rise of the Duelist, and we still don't know 100% all the cards that are in Rise of the Duelist, so we still have about maybe a little less than half of that set to be revealed, but this is going to be the set that comes after that. Now, when I heard Phantom Rage, I thought immediately of Phantom Darkness, because when it comes to core booster sets, I believe that that's the last core booster set that had the word Phantom in it, and oh my goodness, if this thing is anything like Phantom Darkness, God, guys, you just, if you didn't play during GX, man, you just don't understand how powerful Phantom Darkness was as a set. I've said many times, I believe Phantom Darkness was the set that introduced the concept or introduced power creep into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole, and easily one of the top 3 or 4 most powerful core booster sets ever. Let's go ahead and read the press release of Phantom Darkness, excuse me, Phantom Rage. Now I got Phantom Darkness on the freaking brain. It says the latest official card game booster, or OCG booster, Phantom Rage, will go on sale July 18th, 2020. So based on us getting a July 18th release date for the OCG, we can get an approximate release date for the TCG. Generally speaking, we get our sets 3 months later, so I'm gonna say around late October to maybe early November. This also means this will be our final core booster set for the 2020 year. Let's see, it also continues on to say, this booster set not only contains new cards that make past fan favorite themes even stronger, but it also includes new powerful themes and series of cards. Also, the first print of this set will include a special +1 bonus pack with every booster or with every box. Now, when it comes to this +1 booster pack, I still don't quite understand this. I believe that Konami's starting this with Rise of the Duelist. I'm not sure if we're going to get this in the TCG or not, but everything about Rise of the Duelist obviously has not come out when it comes to the TCG. In fact, I don't even think Konami has really talked about Rise of the Duelist for the TCG yet. We saw some pictures of the booster sets because of some events Konami was holding, but they really haven't talked about it in the TCG. So this is still something that might be on the table for the TCG to get, but in the OCG, not so much. It says further news about Phantom Rage will be revealed in the V-Jump and Weekly Shonen Jump. So that to me just kind of translates to, we're probably going to show off the cover card of this set, and we'll show off a couple of the booster packs, and you know, maybe we'll show maybe like the first archetype or something like that. We're basically just going to reveal that in the V-Jump, guys. That's kind of a standard SOP when it comes to Konami. Now, the thing that I found really interesting about this, and maybe you guys won't think much of it, but I'm actually going to make a big deal out of this, is the fact that in nowhere in this press release does Konami actually mention the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 series. And some of you guys might be like, okay, they didn't talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. Why is that important, Cap G? Well, if you've been playing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, you should know, and I've talked about this in the past before, for the past 20 full years of Yu-Gi-Oh!, all six eras of Yu-Gi-Oh!, from DM, GX, 5D, Zexal, Arc V, and Vrains, the core booster sets have always followed the storyline of the anime. They directly correlate, guys. The story of the anime and our core booster sets are basically in tandem. The anime goes one direction, the booster sets follow it. It's the reason why, if you look at any of the core booster sets, they always have an anime card on the cover. There's like a few examples, like I think the creator, 1 or 2 examples of like cards that didn't appear in the anime, but generally speaking, whatever the cover card is on a core booster set, it's gonna appear in the anime. I think Sacred Phoenix of Nethys also never appeared in the anime, or it definitely didn't appear in like the GX anime, but it looks like things are going to change. If you guys remember when I talked about Rise of the Duelist and the cards that were revealed for that and how we were going to get new Yugi Gaia cards, it felt a little weird to me that they were going to give the cover card to Yugi when obviously we're in the sevens era of Yu-Gi-Oh! And you'd expect the main character, I believe his name is Yuga, you'd expect one of his cards. Like, I really just thought it was going to be his Seven Roads Magician. I thought it would be a given that that would be the cover card of the booster pack, and then it just wasn't. And it seems like Konami is essentially going to disconnect the, you know, the core booster sets from the anime. And that is something that Konami hasn't done in like the 20 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! But it looks like they did it for Rise of the Duelist, and now it kind of looks like they're doubling down. And just to put things into perspective, if you go to the Eternity Code, press release, and these are not translated from YG Organization. So if you guys are like, well, Cap, this is translated from YG Organization, because when YG Organization posts these articles, obviously they're translated from the original post. You can always see they mention, this booster pack contains the latest cards used in the animated TV series Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, as well as new powerful themes, blah, 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 blah. This is how it's always been. But even if you go to the direct pages of these core booster set announcements, they always have something relating to the anime. Right here, it says Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. Let's go to Ignition Assault, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. If you go to the page of Phantom Rage, it doesn't say anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens at all. That's what makes me think that there aren't going to be, like, usually it would say the word sevens in like English, which would represent Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, the anime series. But that's what makes me think that the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Is moving forward is not going to have anything, or the way that the card game is, it's not going to have anything to kind of do with the anime anymore. Like, basically Rush Duels and the rest of the TCG are going to be completely separate. And I think that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure why Konami is disconnecting the anime from the the rest of the card game. Obviously, we're still going to have Rush Duels, which at this point are not even really TCG applicable, because Rush Duels are only planned for the OCG. I think they'll eventually come to the TCG, but you'll still be able to play Rush Duels if you want to play with the cards that the characters use in the show. But I feel like that's just a really weird decision. Like, why would you do something for 20 years and then immediately stop it when it doesn't really feel like there's any benefit to it? And let me put this into perspective, right? So you guys know, obviously, the anime, the core booster sets follow the storyline of the anime. And if you guys are like big fans of the anime, you know that generally speaking, you can watch the anime and you can see a lot of cards that are going to be released in these core booster sets before they're ever released. You get to kind of get a sneak peek of what's to come. You get to see, oh man, this is, the rival. This is his new boss monster. It's like if you saw Revolver use Borload, Savage Dragon, and then the next core booster set is Savage Strike, and right there on the cover is Borload Savage Dragon. So a lot of times when you're watching the anime, you get a sneak peek at what's to come for the actual physical card game. And when you make a connection with a character, if there's a character that you're a big fan of, you just really like them, you get to also, pick up their cards in a core booster set, or maybe that character will get a structure deck. Maybe that character will get support in a legendary duelist set. If Konami is going to keep these cards or these characters exclusive to Rush Dueling, that means that all of that is basically off the table. It means that a character like, I know this is Yuga. I don't know what the blue-haired dude's name is. I think it's like an American name, like Kyle or something like that. But it means that like he will never appear in like the legendary duelist, or one of the other characters from maybe season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens is not going to get a structure deck or something like that. And it feels just kind of weird. Like, why would they do that? If you watch the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains anime and you were a big fan of Soul Burner as a character, it's nice that you can just pick up the Soul Burner structure deck, actually play it competitively, take it to locals, body some fools, because not only do you like Soul Burner, but you're able to kind of play his deck and actually use it on a competitive level. Same thing with Altergeist or Rockets. These are all archetypes that are taken directly from the anime. Characters in the anime use them, and it feels like we're not going to be able to do that moving forward. And again, I just don't know why Konami would do that. Even when we had the Rush Duel format announced, I thought this was going to be like Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. I thought that maybe about half of the duels in the show were going to be Rush Duels, and then maybe the other half were going to be like Master Duels, which are just regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. And that's where I thought maybe like half the cards that they use would end up appearing in, like the core booster sets and the structure decks and stuff like that. But it looks like, guys, that all of the cards are just going to be exclusive. Now, obviously, I'm doing a little bit of speculating here, but as we get more and more information announced, it just, I don't know, it seems a little more clear. Now, when it comes to Phantom Rage, what could possibly be in here? And obviously, this is the highest level of speculating because I'm just basing my predictions on the name of this set alone. I'm going to say two predictions. Number one, I think there could be more Sacred Beast support in here. Sacred Beasts are known as the Phantasms or the Phantom Demons in the OCG. So you got the whole Phantom connection. Not to mention, Sacred Beasts are getting a structure deck. We already know about that. And it feels like an archetype that Konami is actively trying to push. It's an archetype from one of the previous animes, so you know fans are going to like it. Konami in the 20 archetype voting, Phantom Beast did really good. Or Phantom Beast. Sacred Beast did really good in that voting, so you know people are excited about them. So I can definitely see a situation where maybe we get a new Sacred Beast fusion monster and it's the cover card of Phantom Rage. I thought that we were going to get a new fusion in the structure deck, but then that obviously did not happen. Maybe Konami just wants to go ahead and double down on the new Sacred Beast support and putting a new fusion monster out there and then sticking it on the cover of the set. That definitely feels like a Konami thing to do. My second prediction is Yubel. I think this is a realistic prediction. I thought that it was a high possibility that Yubel could have been in Legendary Duelists of Gloom. She didn't end up, or Yubel was not in that pack, but I think that this could be it. And when you really think about it, people are clamoring. I keep seeing in my comment section, when are we getting some freaking Yubel support, Cap G? This could definitely be Konami's opportunity to give the Yubel support. The reason that I made the connection with Yubel is, number one, popular character, a very important character from the anime. Number two, Yubel was the cover card of Phantom Darkness. So the last time that we saw the word Phantom on a core booster set, it was in conjunction with Yubel. I want to say the third form of Yubel was the cover card for Phantom Darkness. So Konami, if I was them, I might be looking at Yubel and thinking, this archetype doesn't really even work. And it's only like 3 cards. Why don't we do to Yubel what we did to Thunder Dragon, which was another archetype that was like 3 cards and didn't really, like, it wasn't even a real archetype. Konami, if they put their heads together and really try hard enough, they could easily print out a whole bunch of new Yubel shit, barely even needing to use the old Yubel cards, and make this a tier 1 deck. And obviously the anime fans would be super ecstatic about that. So yeah, I'm gonna say, with my predictions, I think that we're going to see either Sacred Beast or Yubel supports. But what do you guys think about any of this? What are your predictions from Phantom Rage? And how do you feel about the fact that it looks like the core booster sets and really Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, like the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime is just not going to have anything to do with it outside of like Rush Duels, because they don't mention 7's anywhere in this. They didn't mention 7's when it came to Rise of the Duelists. And I guess Konami's just not giving us much of a reason to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! 7. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.